CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22. Yard line.
What? 380! Mike 27! All day, baby, all day, all day, all day. Pull up for signals. Watch twits! Watch twits! Shit! You don't fuck it. Got it! Hayward! 4-7's the mic. Record!
Now Wilson on first down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
47's the mic. One fluff. You got nothing.
After the sack on first down, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
47. Here we go. 47 Mike. Mike 47. Here we go. 19. 47's the mic. Here we go, G. Get off the field. Hey, check Mike 47. All day, dog.
Third and long, it's Wilson. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. Marcus Sherrill's deep for the Saints. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 15. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, first and 10 at their own 23.
Check. Hey, Charlie. 56. Wild Bill.
Working from the gun, it's Brees. It's caught, Smith. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on second and 6.
We're good. Right forward, ready. Hey, Haywood. 56.
Now Breeze. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Give the sack to Barkevious Mingo, the former number 6 pick. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete.
I want to see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Touch 50, touch 50.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, 77 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, team 6, team 6. Exit, exit. Mike 55, Mike 55. Right here. Hey, kill. When I touch.
Breeze now. Going up top. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He was looking for Matthews that time.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
They begin with a run by Penny. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the Saints' 49-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
You don't want none. Pick up the ball. 19. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check next place. Next him. Check 3. Good job right there.
They'll run with Penny, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Let him know. Hey, check Mike
Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Now Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Ready, 5-9. 11. 55. Hey, 5-7.
Again, it's Breeze. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards, a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
21. Back to you. 56 to make. Delta.
Breeze to throw again. Well, this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. The 30. Past the 20. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
Every now and then, those guys can get lost in coverage. Quarterback didn't see him, perhaps. But, boy, what a pick. And how about the run back?
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Ready?
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Breeze to throw. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
They'll toss it to Penny. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
As I watch that play unfold, stereotypes are being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass. But how about that diagnosis and read and getting into the backfield and making a nice play and a tackle?
From the gun, a give to Penny. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
380. Far left. And here we go.
They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Mike 27. I got you. Check.
A handoff. Running left is Penny. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Well. Hold.
Penny. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Watch the edge. Boost the team.
Now it's Penny. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Right there.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Breeze now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
Writing down your ad-libs.
He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 45 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. It's caught on the right side at Smith. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Check, 47. Watch the screen.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Do your job. Hey, check mic 47. Check mic 47. You.
36 power. Run left.
47's the mic. I'm coming for you, son. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. It's just me and you.
Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
Wilson will throw again. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's got this one complete to John Ursua. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Myers able to knock it through. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Brees. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check it back.
Brees going to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Brees. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. This is Penny. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hey, check right 47. Check right 47. Get your swerve on.
from the 39. Wilson, it's caught right side. Dixon. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Here's the sneak with Wilson. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
You got it. You got it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
One left. Alert. Go.
Wide motion. Slow.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he finds Penny. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They keep it with Penny on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Yo.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
47's the mic. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Wilson on the keeper. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And to give this time to the tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, let's get in that hole. Slam.
Go 14.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the left hash, this from 34. Myers' kick is good. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, it's Breeze. Forced out to his left. Caught on the left side by Ginn. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready?
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Markevius Mingo, his 2nd sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 53. 56. Mike. Bravo. Right there. 56. Watch the run. Watch the run.
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And he finds Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. On 1st down, Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And now it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards on the pickup there. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
You better be afraid of me.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually
a breakaway from Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 50 yards. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. To throw is Breeze. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The toss running left. This is Penny. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and a yard. Wilson over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Hey, 0-0-0. Be ready, be ready.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Check Mike 47. Watch the run.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson flush to his right. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And all the way in. Touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 55 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
1st down, Saints.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Breeze to throw. Again has it complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Check 24. Check.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Thomas, the intended target. And it's second down. Breeze to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Ted Ginn, 26 yards. And the Saints get a bit closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
What? 280. 47 is the mic. Silver.
Penny, a first down carry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
At the 29-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.